Hey everyone, welcome to Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Today we're going to be looking at the Reignition Green Ranger, and I figure I pair him up with the Ultimate Megazord, the one with all the sounds and stuff. So let's get to it. Thanks for joining me, by the way, and let's start the show. So here we are, the Ultimate Megazord from the Reignition line and the Green Ranger. So which one to start with? You know, let's start with Tommy. So here, figures got right there. Give you a little shot there. If you have any other head flippers, you know what this is. So let's crack them open. Oh, before I forget, there's the little bio thing. Originally cursed by Rita Repulsa and all that, you know. I will say this packaging is very fun. They did a really good job. Playmates did a very good job with the design for the packaging. And I'll praise them every day for that. There he is. Here he is. Scroll down the camera a little bit. So you can see it better. There we go. So here he is. Let's check the looseness. Okay, so he doesn't have loose legs. That's good. That's good. 'Cause I believe that my Black Ranger has a very loose leg. The arms have a swivel right there. Need a little paint there, but see, get a little paint, get it to match, and that's about it. Because I've seen people complain and all this stuff. You know, come on. This doesn't really make sense though. I hope you can see the hand has a light green hue to it. And I don't know why, because this is sculpted as a white piece. This isn't paint. This is it's just got this green hue to it. When I saw it in the store, I wanted to get him because this was the one with the cleanest helmet, if you will. Okay, as far as articulation, you can get him to pose like that. That's about as far as you're gonna get, because the hair is really kind of blocking it here, and it's a very snug fit anyways, but he doesn't have paint there or there. This is, yeah, it's fine if it's white. Who cares? These are just little nitpicks that you can fix. You can fix this too. Also, you can fix this. The little straps to the shield. In some I've seen it, in some I haven't. With this particular figure, I'm thinking I'm gonna fix it just because they already sculpted it in. But in a lot of these, like the Hasbro one, this is already like, this just comes off and comes on. It doesn't have these straps, so it's different. They call it the retro morph, but this is just automorph. This is the exact same thing. You know what I mean. The legs are matte, but the chest is a little bit glossy. So this is different paint than this, or different plastic shine to it. But he is fine. Give you a closer look. That's what the helmet looks like. Helmet looks like It's fine. It's a little small for what the body is, but since they have to go inside, you kind of play with it. Like all of the figures have this thing. I mean, it's just the way it was cut. You figure though, I mean, considering how big the torso is for these figures, the head wouldn't be tiny head to big body if you have so much clearance here, unless the springs and the mechanisms inside are that big. But let's see how much the head movement gives me. Okay, so it's tight, but you can get him to stand like that. Because that's basically all you're going to do to him. You're going to just stand him somewhere. If he had different articulation, because this articulation into the top of the waist instead of at the I guess the crotch area, if you want, the lower torso, could be an issue, but it's still very good plastic. It doesn't seem like it's gonna break or snap or anything. But you know, that's basically what he does. He's got knee articulation, foot pivots. That's basically Tommy, the original Green Ranger. I've seen some people comment that this reminds them of the collector's edition, the San Diego one, that the Bandai did, the Bandai Legacy one, a long time ago. But I think it's fine for what it is. These aren't trying to be your collector grade, so they're cool. Can he do the thing holding it to his face so he can, you know, summon the Dragonzord? No. No, there's a big, that's as close as he's going to get to it. I mean, you can kind of finagle it there. So if you take it at an angle, or maybe if you like, because this is what we do with the Green Ranger figures. You always want him to summon the Dragonzord, even if he's not summoning the Dragonzord. You know, that whole thing. Yeah, he needs paint on the eyes as well. But that's pretty much what he is. Let's see what else he comes with. The Blade Blaster in Dagger mode and the regular Blade Blaster. See here. I really don't know why his hands are green though. That makes no sense. Because the boots, hopefully with the lights of the, you know, room of the studio here, you can see the boots don't have the feet difference of plastic coloring, but the hands is, ooh, it's greening, you know, but it's cool. I'm thinking maybe they're gonna come out with, I mean, because this is they already got the body for it. They just have to do it in green. If they do a green candle edition where they just use the regular buck, but they use a green buck, and they don't have to put the vest or the thing, but maybe they'll make it an exclusive. Who knows? Quick little note too. So, before I get back to the review here, these Automorphins already have a variant. There is a Target exclusive 6-pack that is hitting stores right now. If you're looking for it, I'm looking for it myself because I want to see what they look like. So technically speaking, Playmates here has surpassed Hasbro at its own game, because Hasbro, when they did the head flipping figures, they did the original Rangers, then they did the white, they did Ranger Slayer, and that's about it. But they didn't come out with metallic versions or anything like that. you know, Playmates just did. They're like, you know what? Here's a metallic 6-pack, and it's, yeah, I'm looking for it. So, just a quick side note there. Here's the Green Ranger, and now let's look at this other thing here, the Ultimate Megazord, right here. Packaging wise, let me turn off this one. Yeah, so you can see it there. It looks good. Packaging wise, it looks good. The packaging, like I said, it's top notch. It looks cool. I like all of the effects. All the green lining to the box, like the thunder. It's all cool.
We're gonna need more power.
And I wasn't gonna get this, but it is on sale, so sort of the same thing that I said, you know, during the BTL, you know, the Best Action, you know, Ninja Turtles. They were clearances at Ross, so, you know, price-wise, you're like, you know what, all right, fine. With this one, it's a remote control. It's not huge, so don't think that it's going to be a big robot, but it is proportionally decent enough. Let me stand them there for a second so I can show you this. So the backpack, you have to unscrew it, one screw basically, and it takes 2 AAA batteries, and then it starts making a, you know, bunch of noises. The sword, I believe it's exactly the same sword as the Mastodon one, so just so you know. Now let's get this out of the way. And let's look at this bad boy right here. This is your Ultimate Dino Megazord. And the stickers look good. I like how chunky he looks. He looks like he's formidable. Sometimes when they do the Megazord, they'll do like way too long here. So you won't be able to, you know, tell. But in this one, they did a really good job with the sculpt. Worth noting, just from the jump, just from the initial thing, he doesn't have the black linings here. So you may want to customize and paint that there. The face does seem pretty close to what it's supposed to be. So there's that. The sticker wise, this is that, because, you know, sometimes they'll change things. This is a much darker blue than what this picture is as well. And yeah, I did want to do a little close-up thing. As far as articulation goes, he kicks out. He has a little bit of pivot to the hip, but I wouldn't pressure it. It does swivel here at the feet. So ideally, if you wanted to, you could just sit him down. Now, for more articulation, the head of the Triceratops actually moves. There's also this big waist cut, so he can do that, which is great. I think that's the best feature of this figure. Like, it looks like a big, chunky, imposing figure. Like, if you can punch like that, you know, sort of like the boxer punch, the I could have been a contender type punch. That's great, but then, you know, we got some issues with this figure not having enough articulation at all. This figure doesn't need to transform into a bunch of other figures, so you figure you have more rhythm to play with. The hands move, and this moves as well, so you get one elbow cut. But you could have made another cut here so you can pivot, because the Hasbro's normal release Megazord had that, you know, it does have a little bit of give here, so you can do the 360 and then you can raise it a little, but that's as far as you could go there. No, you can't take down the shoulder pads. No, you can't take down the head. Let's see the back of the figure. Yeah, they went super plain with paint. I mean, it doesn't need a ton of paint. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably, you know, touch up the grills. I mean, the treads of the Triceratops here. I do like this pivot here. So that's for the saber-toothed tiger. How's that? Which is fine. Now, if the thing could actually kick out, not everything needs to transform into a million pieces, but like if the figure can kick out all the way, that'd be great. Like, because this is meant to be like to play with. This isn't even a collector item. This is very much grab it and, you know, smash it, you know, toy to toy, like pa 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 pa, you know, toyish. He does look good, like I said. I like the way he looks. Sword is basically the sword you got from the Mastodon. Here's the thing, and I was talking to DTV the other day about it. No Mastodon shield, which is really, like, you can't even give us a Mastodon shield, bro. That's kind of messed up. This is also harking back to when Bandai originally made a remote control version with sounds a million years ago. This doesn't have remote control features, so you don't even have that electronics. All you have is the chest button to make noise. This doesn't do anything else, but let's start, you know, looking at the sounds here.
Megazord, engage! Megazord activated.
That one did kind of sound like the show one.
Changing to battle mode, now!
Yeah, that's a voice artist. The song.
We're gonna need more power!
I don't know who that is.
Powering up all systems! Let's take them down! Let's show them some Megazord power! Megazord sequence has been initiated.
When he turns into tank mode.
Megazord activated. Powering up all systems!
Yeah, I think that's all the sounds for the figure. So, in closing, this is fine for what it is. I'm wondering if somebody could actually cut the head off and then figure out a way to repeg it so it can actually do this pose properly. Because anything else, you'd have to do a lot of re-engineering and customizing, because you'd have to cut out another swivel here to make this, but like at least get the head to do that. Look, if you can give me that pose right there where the, you know, Megazord strikes the big pose there, and when he's destroying the monster, I'd be good with that. But that's about it for today for Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Thanks for watching, everybody, and catch you next time. Bye.